Alright, so it is 21:42, almost 21:43, or 9:42, almost 9:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and June 11th, 2020. My name's Brian, and I'm going to take you through TD Ameritrade and how to set this up. So first off, this is an account that I blew up a while ago. I forget how much money was in this account when I first started. I also just realized. Anyways, so this is an account that I blew up. I still actually own the stock that I blew it up with, which is GXXM. If you look, I mean it's 0001. If you look, it's a very ugly stock. That I traded years ago and blew up this account years ago. So this is an old account, and I kind of wanted to use it to show you how to set up TD Ameritrade. I believe this is basically what you get when you first download TD Ameritrade. I'm not positive, but it's been a while since I've had a fresh install. I just basically went to setting or setup here and hit reset workspace to default, and that's basically what this is. So I'm assuming that this is that default. So let's get into it. First and foremost, this column will always be here. You can't really do anything. I mean, you can modify this column. I guess the only way you can get rid of this column is if you hit this button here. It makes that column go away. So there is that. But this column is your friend. Like, I like this column. So there's a lot of little things that you can do here. So I'm gonna basically set this up to look like one of my accounts or one of my platforms. In fact, here real quick, I'll load a platform. So this is PMOTC platform. So this is what it'll look like when I'm done. Go ahead and, I don't know why that is like that. So here real quick. So this is what the platform will look like when I'm done. And then I actually have 3 screens. Well, actually I have 2 screens, but I use these 2 on the screen too. So my other screen. Usually, I guess if I click on it now, it's set to be on the screen. And then the other thing I have is this. So we'll get into how all this works. But for now, we're going to go back to the default. Okay, actually, I'm going to minimize that. Alright, here we go. So we're going to go back to default. Alright, here we are. Sorry by the way, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that's my cooling fan in the background. Back here, I need to open this app up. I guess it doesn't like being minimized. I don't know. Whatever. This tells me how hot my computer is running. Like if it's yellow, that means it's running warm, which I've got a lot going on, so it'll run a little warm. But if it's green, that means it's running fine, and if it's running red, that means it's starting to overheat, which it'll occasionally overheat, and that's normal since I've got a screen recorder going, I have ThinkorSwim going, I have a ton of little things going on down here. Which reminds me, I want to go ahead and inside of that. That's it. Okay. Live dangerously. Alright, so this is again an account that I blew up a while ago. In fact, I'll probably get this account closed. It also used to be an IRA account that I blew up, and I've been trading for several years now, and this was created years ago. So this is what you get when you first start. There's a lot of little things I actually kind of like about how this works. Some of these things, but so I'm gonna toss a lot of things. First off, let's get rid of this. Gone. Actually, on. Oh, alright. So I don't know what I was on, but what was that? Monitor? Trade. I'm not sure what that was. So let's start completely fresh. One more time. Third time's the charm. Okay. So I don't know what screen this is. So we're off to a great start. It's probably actually the home screen. I didn't think about that. Alright, interesting. I learned something. So we're all learning today. I've never actually used this home screen. I don't know if there's anything on here that I really care about, but that's kind of neat that you have that. I'm sure you can modify things. So whatever. So we're gonna go to charts first off. So I guess this is your default chart. So this column again will stay here. We'll modify this column. Now if you remember, I had two charts up top. I had one big chart down below. Then I had a page with one big chart, and then I had another page with eight separate charts. 4 on top, 4 on bottom. Okay. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get rid of this. So this is your grid thing. If I were to turn customize grid, this is basically locked in. This is how your thing would look. If I click customize grid here, you have the ability to edit your charts field. So if I want to get rid of this, there we go. Now I'm going to make this a side column over here that I used on my chart. Then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Then I'm going to split this into there, and I'm going to split this into that. So that's basically how we set up my original thing. So if you remember, I had 2 charts, then I had a chart down below. Here, let me go ahead, save workspace as, and we'll call this demo, I guess, so that I can come back to reference. So I'm going to go now back to my previous chart. Apparently I have to get rid of this grid, customize grid thing. Apparently the previous chart likes to, or I have it saved for that on for some reason. But alright, so anyways, so again, this is how it is. So I have this column on the left, I have 2 charts here, I have a chart down here, and I have the column on the right. Sorry, my directionally and dyslexic, I almost said anorexic. That's weird. I'm directionally anorexic. I can't talk today, apparently. Anyways, so I have column left, column right. I have 2 charts up top and a chart on the bottom, and then I have a big chart, and then I have 8 grid charts basically. So let's go back to demo now. And this is how I have set up. You don't have to set up the same way I do. So again, here we go. I have 2 charts up top, chart on the bottom. This is going to become a column. This is a column. And then I got to create that one chart, so we can do this even. Detach. So by detaching that, now I have 2 screens here. So I can put this on the other screen now. This is going to be my big chart. So let's turn on custom grill grid. So we can get rid of 1, get rid of 2, get rid of 3. I guess get rid of 4. The heck? I don't know what's going on here. Alright, so let's just go ahead and start that over. Detach. Alright. So get rid of this guy. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll get rid of that entirely, and we'll just use one of these. I guess I can't. Detach. I'm gonna get rid of this one grid. I don't know why I can't talk. Alright, so that's interesting. So I'm doing this right, detach, but why I want to let me get rid of this side? This is gonna be a little bit of a learning experience for me too, because I haven't done this in a long time. Maybe like no. Maybe I need to. Alright, let's just try doing that. Get rid of all these. Oh, let's see. This is interesting. This is a problem I've never had before. Well, I think I kind of figured it out, sort of. I think I just maximize cell, so it doesn't really matter. There you go. That makes it okay. So that's the way around that. Alright, so customize grid off for now. So I've got my big chart layout. I've got my column, 2 charts up top and big chart on the bottom, and then column layout. And then we're going to do this one more time. So we're going to hit detach one more time. So now I have 3 screens. They're all just in the process of being built. This one we just created. And this is going to become that 8. That 8 chart thing. So customize grid. Get rid of this guy. I guess. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. Now we're just going to go ahead and okay, try this one more time. Detach. So customize grid, get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy. I guess maximize. Okay, I guess I can't really maximize. Alright, so I think we're at a place now. Okay, so now I'm going to split, 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 split. Alright, so that's basically now our 8 chart thing, and I don't know what just happened here. So can I control Z? No. Alright. I guess split again. Alright, so there we go. So now the grids are basically all laid out, so I can get rid of that. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to label this guy 1, ignore the chart, label this guy 2, again ignore the chart, label this guy 3. So all I'm doing is clicking on what's called a paper clip or whatever, I'm not entirely sure what they call it. This thing here, click that. We're going to actually, I just discovered or remembered. So I'm actually going to label this guy 1, this guy 3. I like putting odds up top and evens on the bottom. So this guy's 4. And this guy is 7. Or sorry, 1, 3, 5, 7. And so this will be 2. This will be 4. This will be 6. And this will be 8. And I'm going to get rid of all these tickers. Alright. So there's that. And then you might be asking, well, what's 9? 9's going to be all pretty much everything else. So I can already tell you this is going to be 9. This is going to be 9. This is going to be 9. The big chart's going to be 9. And a bunch of miscellaneous things is going to be 9 once we get there. So for me, I'm going to add a gadget here. I'm going to put level 2. And I guess first and foremost I have to link that to 9, and we'll call this, let's just put a stock in here, GNUS. Alright, so this is level 2. I want to get rid of the side, so I don't like this side thing on all that because it takes extra space. For now we'll leave that as is. Alright. Customize. Actually, you know what? So now that I have level 2, now I want to add transactions also. So we're going to split this one more time. I also want news, so we're going to split this one more time. And I also want my dashboard, so I'm going to split this one more time. And I think that's all the splitting we're going to do for now, on that side at least. So this is also going to be 9. This is also going to be 9. And this is also going to be 9. Alright. Sorry, microphone kind of fell off my head. Alright, so now I'm going to change this gadget. This is going to be time and sales. So transactions will appear here. This gadget's going to get changed to dashboard. So this is my ability to buy and sell. Talk more about that later. And I'm going to change this gadget to be news. Live news, there it is. So over here, I'm going to minimize account information. I'm going to change live news over here to be, let's see, what do I have it in my thing? Quick quote. Where's quick quote? There it is, quick quote. So I can type in MARK over here and see its share price and stuff. Then I have a bunch of watch lists and scanners, and then I have this Trader TV on the bottom, which I'm going to show you how to do this. There's a way. Settings. I can take Trader TV and throw it all in the bottom. I don't even want quick chart. Well, I'll make quick chart something else. So quick chart's here. I'm gonna change quick chart now to watch list. So I have 2 watch lists. Quick quote. For me, I have. You can do any number of watch lists you can fit here that you want. So for me, I have 2 scanners and 2 watch lists that actually 3 watch lists that I monitor. So we're going to add, and we're going to make another watch list. There it is. We're going to go ahead and just make this a watch list too. So there's my 4 scanners. Now I need 3 watch lists for this to be kind of like my actual system or setup. So 1 watch list, 2 watch list, and 3 watch list, and last but not least, Trader TV. So I usually this, well, actually this maximized, but scroll up now, and then I forget what my count is. I think I have 6 per watch list, so you can adjust these. Alright, so we'll make this. I'll show you how to set up a scanner. In fact, well, so I'm gonna make this. We're gonna make this my AM up scanner. So AM up scanner. So for that case, it's gonna be. So I have scanners already set up. These are already all pre-programmed. But so AM up scanner with OTC, we'll say. We'll make this then AM down scanner with OTC. We'll make this Sykes AM scanner, or yeah, Sykes AM up scanner. Where's that at? Sykes up scanner AM. We'll make this Sykes down AM scanner. And I'll make this my breakout watch list. Let's see, it starts with B, so it should be, actually they all start with T, so that should be here, yeah. Breakout watch list. And we'll make this my dip watch list. Still starts with T. It's there. Okay. Then last but not least, we'll make this indexes, which starts with I. Indexes. Alright, so boom. So this column's basically set up now. I may have to adjust it or whatever. For the most part though, it's pretty much kosher the way it is. Markets, I mean, it's, you know, after markets, nothing's moving, nothing's happening right now. So now I kind of have the base layout. Now you get to kind of customize these charts how you want. So I like to use, I built a 3-minute chart, which doesn't actually exist here. So you can go to custom list, add time frame. It's going to be an intraday, so 1 day and 3 minutes. Add. I'm going to throw this up here. And I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to make this a 3-minute chart. I like using 3 minutes because it's a little slower than the 1 minute. The 1 minute's a little too fast, and yet it's faster than the 5 minute. And I like to use it for like volume price analysis and stuff like that. All these charts have a role. I'll probably, let's see, I don't know how evenly these are split. I guess I'm assuming they're evenly split for now. I'll make this a 30-minute chart because this gives you a good idea as to how it's trading on the day. But 30-minute chart's a 10-day chart, so you have to kind of zoom in. So you can click and drag, like click and highlight and drag to zoom in, and then you can right click and hit auto zoom to zoom back out. So there we go. And then I'm going to make this the day 1 year chart, which it already is. And my headphones just fell off again. Alright. So pretty much we kind of have the base layout now of my setup. So here real quick, I'm going to save this to demo. Save. And then you're going to basically see all this. So I set it up for the AM. So now I'm going to go to AM real quick. Well, real quick before I do that, I'm going to scroll this over. Now I'm not going to go through every little thing. Something you can do is you can adjust these however you want it. You can figure out what works for you as far as that. All these little things. Well, one thing I will say though is I will adjust, and I changed these. If you click this little settings button, you can customize like what shows up, like what columns show up, the order they show up in, and stuff like that. I'm not going to that in depth. And then you can also click on, you know, adjust the column width and stuff like that. So I mean, obviously you're going to customize it how you want. I already got mine customized. I don't need to go to the nth degree. But one thing I will do is under settings, I personally like logarithmic charts, and this looks like it probably is a linear chart. So I need to find where that is. Yeah, use log scale. And for now I'll leave it at that. And I'll have to do that for every single one. well, I'm only going to set up one of these. You can, again, customize this however you want. So I'll set up this one down here. So again, I'm going to make it logarithmic. These don't come with it, I just have already mapped out some level support and resistance. Alright, so I can drag that down. So on the daily chart, this is how you make studies. First and foremost, SMA, I don't know, well here, average, SMA is that moving, let's see, moving average, I forget what it's titled, remember it's titled moving average, SMA, simple, I think it's like, yeah, simple moving average, there we go. So bring that over, then you can set this one up. I like to use the 50, the 100, and 200, and then I sometimes use Bollinger Bands. I also like to have the 20 in there, but if you add Bollinger Bands, that comes with the 20 already built into it. So this, I'll set this one to 50. So 50, I like my 50 to be blue, which I don't see blue on there, so I guess we'll go with that. Okay, and all the rest of this is good. So, okay. Then I'll add another one, and we'll make this the 100. I like 100 to be white, and the rest of this is good. So hit OK. Then I'll add this one more time. And this will be the 200. Not the 2009, just the 200. And I like the 200 to be red. So, okay, and we're good. So for now, let's see what we got. So there you go. That puts that up in there. Then you can, like I said, Bollinger Bands, something I use. So I'll go ahead and click on this. Bollinger Bands, I'm going to adjust. I like everything to be green. Adjust my mic here again. Alright, so green, everything's green. Now when we're talking about the bands, I like to make these not sure if I like them dotted or dashed, but find out. And then everything else is basically left alone. So okay, apply. And then see what else I think. Yeah, I use PSAR or parabolic support and resistance. So put that in. Also I use, for volume, I use average volume. I guess it's not gonna, I guess I have to take the volume and then see what comes up. Somewhere in here is volume average. And adjust that. I like to make this 60. And I think everything else for the most part there is okay. So I'll apply. And I'm going to get rid of the other volume that's in there, wherever it might be. I think it's probably actually in that setting, so we're going to hit OK here. I think the volume I'm looking for to get rid of is in here somewhere. Price access, appearances, there we go, it's probably in here. So I want to use candles. Guess that's good enough. Don't use anything for that option. things. I don't need anything with the futures of Forex. Alright, now I need to figure out where to get rid of. How do I get rid of volume? That's what I'm ultimately trying to find. It's under general. Show price. Saved. Okay, so apparently it's not in there. I want to get rid of this volume, so that's what I'm trying to find out right now. I don't see it in here. Unless I'm missing it. Something tells me it's like right in front of my face and I'm missing it. Save, set as, remove, apply. So, okay. It's interesting. I know on my chart I got rid of it. Okay. Huh. It's gotta be under here somewhere. First off, still remove all, apply. Nope. It doesn't get rid of it. It just literally starts me back at the strategy set. Alright, so that didn't bring anything back, so okay. Somewhere along the lines you get rid of volume here. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head where it is. It's gotta be, maybe it's under styles, maybe that's it. Let's go through this a little more carefully. Gotta be missing it. It's in here somewhere. Maybe it's something like remove volume. Time zone. Options. These are all different things you can change. Maybe something in here. No. That's something. It's in here somewhere. I'm about to move on though, because I don't want to get hung up too long trying to figure this out. Make a whole video. Here you go. Volume. Boom. So under options, I think. Guess. We'll see. If I hit this, no, the volume's still there and it's not showing up on here. I want to know how you get rid of this guy. Undo. Okay. Temperature, so volume, so grass. So it's probably under here. Yeah, okay. This is equities I'm under. There we go. Volume's gone. Okay, so we figured it out. Not a complete moron. So here, real quick, I'll put everything back in. Volume, and I like using average volume. Put that lower, and again I like to make this 60. Okay, boom. Apply. So now I got the volume I choose to have. Then we'll put simple moving average, and I'll put 3 of those in there. And then we'll put Bollinger Bands, and then I'll make all the adjustments. So we'll make this 50, and we'll make this blue. I'll make, say okay, I'll make this 100, and I'll make this white, and okay, and I'll make this 200, 200, come on, 100. So 200, and I'll make this red. And then last but not least, Bollinger Bands. We're going to change all these to green. I'm going to make this green and dash for the bands. The midline's going to be solid, but the bands will be dash. Everything's going to be green. Did I do green here? Okay, green, green, green. Now we're good. Apply, okay. And so this is basically like how it is on my chart now. And so I guess for 30-minute, I mean, you kind of get the picture, and I'll do all that for everything else. And then, I mean, you adjust these however you want these and everything by dragging the borders around and stuff. And then when we go over here, this is going to be, I make this the week chart, but I like make it 5 years. So customize time periods, add time frame. So we're going to customize, and I guess we're going to leave it daily, and I'm going to make this week. I'm going to make this 5 years, and then add, and apply, okay, whatever. So we're going to make this 5-year week. Now we change the volume and add whatever stuff, like tools and stuff that I showed you on here. You just basically have to get acquainted to whatever tools that you learn to love to use. I can't tell you which tools to use. I know which ones work for me. Each tool has a method to how you use it too. So it's not enough for me to just show you how to put it up there, and you actually have to learn how to use it. So it's not going to do me any good to waste a bunch of time showing you how to set it up, but you put tools in using that. And this is the same as this, only this you can kind of put quick studies, add studies. Once like you have studies set up, I can save studies as a set, and then once you save it, you name it, and then you can load that study. So like here, this is, you know, one of my studies I have saved, for example. So anyways, and then the grids, these I usually make 30-minute charts, and these are all individual, so I'm not going to mess with it. But what I will say is, like here, if I want to click on this, oh, I forgot to do this. I gotta make this, all these have to be 9. You have to link all these together. 9, 9, 9. This one's on. I leave this one unlinked because this is the indexes. Actually, you can link it. There's no reason not to. Just make sure everything's linked. Okay. So now if I click on this here, it'll load that on all these things that are linked as 9. But let's say now I want, so right now you see like our 30-minute grid here. Let's see. Good. Alright, so you look at this grid now. If I go to, let's say HHT, right click, I can send this to, let's say 1. So now if I go over here, it's on the 1 grid. and so on and so forth. And so you can do that, like say I want to look at this chart and I want to keep an eye on it for whatever reason, I'll send this to 2. So now I have something on the 1 and 2. So on and so forth. If you want to add, say this, like let's now say I want to create a watch list. So you can create watch list. It's in here. I create watch list, and then say I want to add this stock to that watch list. I can add to watch list, and you pick whatever watch list you want to put it in. I can right click here and create alarms, add drawings, like it's like here for example, you can choose create a drawing set, set a new drawing, set drawings default, whatever. So here, say I want to make a support and resistance line, let's call this resistance right here. So I can put that there, and I can right click on it, edit properties. I use red for resistance. So boom, red, okay, now it's resistance. What you can see, this is resistance today over here, and it's acted as resistance here and other times in the past, and acted as support up here before it fell through. So that's kind of how support and resistance works. Definitely learn how to use support and resistance. When the market's open, you'll see a bunch of trading happening here. In fact, you can actually go back in time if you click on demand, whatever message, blah blah blah, and I can say, so look, the market's say there, okay, on the 8th, go. There we go, play. So apparently, I guess it's not going to, for this particular case, it's not going to put all that stuff down there. But it's right now, it's simulating like the times going by and the trades that are being made. So it's acting like those trades are being made again. So it's the way you can go back and review. And when you're done, I don't know why it's not listing all the transactions down here. But when you're done with this, you just basically click on demand to go back to real time. You'll know that you're connected and you're getting real-time data. It'll say real-time up here. You can get real-time for a bunch of stuff. You can change your account settings here, like if you have multiple accounts to view. You can maximize this to see your account information. Again, this is the account I blew up, and you can customize this, like I can customize gadget. So basically you just got to take it one piece at a time. So each one of these things I created, like this little scanner here, has a life of its own. This has a life of its own. This has a life of its own. Everything has a life of its own. So each little thing you added has all kinds of things you can do to customize it. You just got to kind of go through it and customize it. One thing I like here is the news. If I click on this news story, I can read, the headlines. I can go through, see what's going on. Say I want to buy this stock, so I can click a simple, like let's say I want to buy 500 shares. So I'll come down here, I can type 5, and then click buy, and then I can change. Say I want to buy it at 50 cents. I think it's going to dip. I changed my mind now. I kind of actually want to get 550 shares because I went cheaper. Buy, sell. This is the stock symbol. I want to do this in. I'm willing to good to cancel. GTC is good to cancel. So okay, I'm ready. Confirm. So okay, send. So it puts my buy order in. Reject buying power. Because I'm using an account. I don't have any money in this account, so it won't let me. Do I actually have any money in this account? I know it says I have $20, but I think it's tied up in the stock that's looks like I have 1 cent. Alright, so let's try that. It's gonna be a little weird here, but bear with me. So buy 1 share at 1 cent. Confirm. Send. So there, boom, it's right here. and then I can drag this to be whatever, and then I can hit send and it won't let me because I don't have the money to where I'm dragging it to. And you can do the same thing with selling. And then if I say, oh crap, I don't actually want to buy this anymore, you can just simply X on it and it's done. So it's literally as simple as hit buy, or type in how many shares you want, set up this information real quick, and it's like, oh wait a minute, I'm not sure I actually want to buy it, so I can hit this button here and it'll minimize. And okay, now I really want to buy it, so now I'll bring it back up. I can fill in information. I could have also, like, I can minimize this, and I can enter the number of shares I want, and then hit buy, and just hit blah 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 and keep going. So I like that, makes it quick and easy. I can also just, I think you can double click on this and it'll, yeah, so if you see a price here that you want, like, oh, I really want to buy this price, so I can double click on that price. I can say, like here, right now it says for price 601, let's say now I want to buy it at 62, so there, automatically. And I think this, unless you enter a price in here, I think this actually adjusts with whatever's on the ask until you change something. So that's pretty much, I mean, kind of basically how it all goes. At this point, the rest of it's basically customization to fit your needs. So the only other thing I can think of is setting up scans. So you click here to do so, and you'll come up with, a bunch of things or whatever. I'm not gonna build a scanner. I'll just show you my scanner. I'll show you kind of how to do it, I guess. So if you want to add a condition group, for example, you click add a condition group, or actually add filter. Sorry, it's a stock filter, so it'll add another filter, whatever. So this is basically, it has to meet these conditions. All these conditions up here have to be met. See, all of the following have to be met for it to end up in this scanner list that you have it set to. And then you set this scanner list to be whatever you want it to be. So you'll have different scanners. So once you're done building the scanner, you save your scanner. In fact, here I can actually, well, we'll get there in a second. Down here is none of the following, so you can filter things out to have none of the following things, and you can have any of the following, where stocks that make it into this list have to have at least one of these criteria that fall under this list. And then after you've done that, you can hit scan, or you just load it over here on the column and it'll automatically populate. So here I'll load a scanner of mine. Load scan. Oh, load. Let's see. I'll load the down scanner AM settings. So this is actually a real scanner of mine that I have built. So I have the stock's last price is between 50 cents and $10. The volume per AM, I use 100,000 shares for volume in the morning, because in the morning not a ton of shares necessarily get traded immediately. I don't really care how many shares get traded. Then you have percent change. So this is a down scanner, so I want to see it at least fall at least 15% before it hits my radar, but no more than 50%. And then I also want the stock that it's trading on to have an average volume for the last 60 days greater than 1 million shares on the daily chart. And then save and blah blah blah. For day charts, I do, basically it's all the same, but I use, or for PM, so I have a pre-market, I have a AM, I have a PM, and I have a post-market. So the pre-market obviously is from like 7 AM or whatever time. I mean, technically the market opens up at 4 AM, but only, I'm not sure who even can trade that market at 4 AM. I know my broker, both E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, you can't make any trades until 7 AM. I've heard of brokers that people have that are 6 AM, but that's about as early as I've heard. So 7 AM to 9:30 AM Eastern Standard Time, by the way, we're talking. So if you're on a different time zone, you're going to have to adjust for yourself here. But 7 AM to 9:30 AM, I use the pre-market scanner, which is basically the same thing as the AM scanner, except for I have a condition. I'll show you in a second. Otherwise, PM, the only difference between PM and AM is PM I look for 1 million shares, because by the time we hit noon, I kind of want to see at least 1 million shares traded. And then post market, I look for 1.5 million shares for post. Otherwise, it's the same. So here I'll load. This is, and then here I'll load an up scanner this time. Let's do this up scanner. Pre-market. Oops. This is one of my stricter scanners. We'll get into that in a second. Up scanner. So up scanner. Now this one was an up scanner with OTC. You saw I selected load up scanner, and I selected up scanner with OTC, and I also have up scanner without OTC. Let's go with the one without. So this will go 50 cents to $10. The OTC one is 5 cents to $10. That's the only difference between the two. So apparently in the AM I have it actually set to 500,000 shares, which probably actually maybe, I don't know, whatever, 500,000 shares is fine. I might want to back that off a little bit. That sounds a little high, but anyways. And then for me, I have it set to 8% and with no max, but most people use 10%. I usually like to kind of get an eye on it before. And then same thing with the volume, average volume, million shares over on the daily chart in the last 60 days. And then same 50 cents to $10. If it's OTC, it's 5 cents to $10. And the only difference here is this is an up scanner, so we're looking for positive percentages versus the down scanner was negative. And in the down scanner, it's counterintuitive, but I had negative 15% over here and negative 50% over here. So the minimum's negative 50%, because negative 50 is a smaller number than negative 15. The maximum's negative 15. But on when you're talking positives, you put the minimum as 8% and the maximum, I don't care how high it goes. Sometimes I do care, sometimes I don't care, but I can, skip over here when I see it. Another thing you might want to do is change net time or sort. So if this is like an up scanner, have this little arrow pointing down, and it'll sort it in order, like of highest on top and lower on the bottom. If it's a down scanner, you want this arrow to point up, so it's lowest on, or the lowest on top and highest on the bottom. And then I'll even show, I'm not really going to get too involved with it, but I'll show the stricter scanners that I have, which are psych scanners. We'll say psychs PM. So this is like, he wants to see like $10 million in market cap to $500 million in market cap. Whatever share price you feel comfortable trading in. Free cash flow. Just want to see that I have no negative cash flow. They at least have positive cash flow because you minimum 0. Or price to earnings ratio, max 15. Same volume, because we're PM it's a million. If it were AM I'd have this at I guess 500,000 or 100,000 or something. I guess in this case you want 200 million or 20 million, sorry. And then same, I'm looking for 8% and average volume 60, greater than a million. Same as before. And then the down scanner is the same. It's just they flip-flop the percentages and blah blah blah. AM PMs, again, you're just messing with the volume. So once you create your scanner, you'll create your scanner looking something like this by clicking these add filters and stuff, and then you just save your filter, label it something, and then you'll load it. You'll come over here and load it, and you just find it's under personal, and then find it and just load it in. Watch list will fall under the same list, but you can tell the difference between scanners and watch list because scanners have this little purple thing here. Watch lists do not. One more scanner I'll show you is, I think what scanner was it? Oh, pre-market, post-market. So there's no real difference between pre-market and post-market scanners. Pre-market, the only difference is instead of using last price, you gotta use study after hours percentage and stuff. So set yours up to look like this basically. Otherwise everything else is basically the same. And the only difference between pre-market and post-market is pre-market I have it at 100,000 shares, or post-market I have it at 1.5 million. But this right here isn't the most important part. Get rid of that percentage move or whatever it was price percentage or whatever, and you replace it with this here, so that way it includes after hours. And I put mine to the minute, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much it. So once you build your scanners, then you just load them into however you like it. For me, I like my liberal scanners up here, then my stricter scanners down here. So I have up, down, so up scanner, down scanner, up scanner, down scanner. I used to have it where up, up, down, down, and you can do it like that. Nothing wrong with that. Just whatever jives the best with you, whatever you feel comfortable with. You can, you can come in here and load up a different scanner and stuff. Put them wherever you want. So another thing I can think of that I can really go over is create an alert. Just create an alert here, click on and say I want ONTX, I want to know when this is going to hit $500,000 per share. Let me know. And then whatever, I'm just kind of winging it. At or above, I mean all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Then I have an email address and my phone number and stuff linked to this account. I even have the app downloaded on my phone, so it pushes notification to that app on my phone, so I'll get it. You can change, the sound, so you have a bell, you have a ding, you have ring, you have chimes, which I don't use chimes for this because chimes is the same sound as like when you buy and sell. It makes this noise. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then you can create, and it'll put that notification somewhere on your thing. And you're like, oh wait a minute, I didn't mean to put it at $500,000 per share. I meant to put it at whatever this is here. I can replace, and boom, it's there. If I want to get rid of it, I just simply hit an X over it. Oops. Hit an X over it, or hit the X on it, and it's gone. And I mean, so there's a lot of little useful tools. So your scanners will help you scan to find like which stocks are moving, and kind of give you something to work with. Narrow down, the thousands upon thousands of stocks that exist. Narrow down to a list of stocks, and even then, you want to try to narrow things down as much as possible. And then I use like this chart, so now I have all kinds of perspective on headphones keep slipping off. I have all kinds of perspective on this. Let's see something. Forget if I'm so I like I'm not sure if I like that on my or not. Doesn't really make much of a difference there, but I'm trying to find price access. Yeah, okay, I have it. So anyways, you just have to play around with it at this point. Just kind of click on buttons. Maybe come up here now that we've got things kind of set up, and save it and demo. So now because it's saved, I can do whatever, and if I screw something up, I can go back and just reload it by clicking on it here. Later on, I want to get rid of it. I can just delete it or whatever. You can share it also with other people. Like if I click share workspace, it'll give me like a link. And then I take that link and I share that link with whoever, and then if they want to load my workspace, they'll click setup, and then they'll say open shared item, and they'll put that link in here, and then it'll pop it up, and then they can save it if they want to save it and keep it for themselves. So that's pretty much it. If you want to reset the workspace back to default, then click this. And if you have, you can create different workspace. So I have, my AM stuff. So instead of coming over here and have to adjust every little thing when the time comes, I just click, this, and it takes a second, but it loads, and it's fairly fast too. It's not too long. It loads, and boom, I'm set to my AM settings, ready to go. So I'm gonna get rid of this demo now that I'm done with it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else is pretty much just customizations. So you just gotta fiddle with it, figure out what you like, how you like it, whatever. Things I use is PSAR, or parabolic support and resistances, 200 period moving average, 100 period moving average, 50 period moving average, the 20 period moving average, but that's built into the Bollinger Bands, and I only use that on the daily chart. Up here, for the 30-minute chart on here, I use the 50 period moving average and the 200 period moving average for the 30-minute chart up here. Over here I use a 3-minute chart, and the only thing I use up here is VWAP. And then down here for volume on all of them, I use the average volume over the last 60 days, which all it does is draws this little line over the volume to show you where the average volume was. So how your volume today is trading compared to the average. So the average is down here for the last 60 periods, not 60 days, 60 periods. And then you can see if you get above average spikes and stuff. Then, let's see what else. This is, can't pronounce this, some kind of like Ikimoto or whatever, Ikimoku cloud. But I modified it so, because there's a bunch of like other bands that are associated with this, and all those bands make this so ugly. I don't like it with all the extra stuff, so I had to get rid of like the extra bands. I only really care about where the clouds are. Same 200 period, 100 period, 50 period. This is 20 period without Bollinger Bands. This time I just use a simple period moving average, or simple moving average. Then down here I have a MACD, and then the same volume, which I don't know if I actually have this as the average volume. I might need to go in and change that. I don't know. It's not that important to me over on this chart. This is just my 5-year weekly chart in this, so I can get kind of an idea if I look left, what kind of chart I'm dealing with. So like, you start on the left hand and it's high, and on the right hand it's low, and that's, so you're talking about a troubled chart ultimately. So that's pretty much it. My wife is literally about to pull up in the driveway now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off and end this here. So good luck. Hopefully this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Alright? Oh, and don't forget, once you're done with everything, make sure you turn this customization thing off. Alright, I will. Oh, and you can save, by the way, you can save your things, so then I can like load this to look like this and take some characteristic or whatever. So same thing, everything's basically, you can like save the space how you already had it, and then you just come back to it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Alright, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.